Welcome, welcome. This is Justin with the Atlanta Brick Co. And I have once again with me the MOC Master, Mark.
I like that.
That's your new moniker.
I'm going to put that on a nameplate here.
That's right. Have it on a jersey on the back.
Exactly.
We've mentioned this before for the store, but we do commissioned custom jobs. And usually it falls on Mark or sometimes John, mostly Mark. But he just got finished with a biggin. So we're going to bring that out and talk about it.
Here it is. It's right here. It's a big office building. See if we can get a good angle of it there.
Can we get it in there? Okay. Well, look at that. Now, we had an interesting challenge with this one.
Yes.
Normally, with most buildings, there's an interesting architecture. It's how do I capture that in Lego? This had the opposite problem, where the building itself was actually very plain. Could you kind of explain how your process and how that started and how you got to this final product, which actually looks really cool in my opinion?
Appreciate it. Yeah. So it was definitely an interesting build because this company called us and said, "Hey, we want our office building done. Can we send you some pictures and you can make a model for us?" We're like, "Yeah, sure. We do this all the time." They sent us pictures and we're like, "Wow, it's kind of plain building. There's like it's a big square tan building with windows." Okay. So the goal then was I actually built pretty much two sides of it in plain bricks, and it took me like 10 minutes because it's so simple. And I'm just like, this is really boring.
It just looked like a wall.
It's gonna like not be a very pleasing thing to look at if it just looks like this. And then John actually walked by and was like, "Hey, you need to get some definition to those walls. You need to put some tiles inside." I'm like, "All right, fine. There'll be a lot of pieces, but maybe it'll look better." And so I ended up building that, and it looked great.
In the actual building, that was the only texture
Yeah,
in the building
that's all.
whatsoever.
Just siding.
Was the siding.
Yeah.
And so we, I watched
the
you
Atlanta
do it.
Brick Co. built this.
So he used for siding just these plain tile pieces, and it really, I mean, you guys should have seen it before. It really brought it to life.
For
to
sure.
have that, just that one change brought so much texture and life to it. Because otherwise, imagine all this just flat, plain.
Yeah.
And that's what we were going for in the beginning.
Yeah, it would have been exceedingly dull that way. So doing it with the tiles inside really stretched our parts reserves because it's just a ton of volume to do, but it ended up looking really great. So I'm glad we ended up going.
Yeah,
with that
we're
first.
out of tan now, right?
We are like pretty much out of tan tiles now. So if you need some and you're coming to the store to get some, just maybe try white or gray or some other color.
When someone calls and asks, "I want you to do this," what is the first step in the process as a customer?
Right. So if I was calling the store to have something made, I'd be like, first of all, give us the scope of your project. Is it going to be sitting on a desk, or is it going to be something that people sit in? Is it going to be huge or small? And then from there, you need to understand that building something out of Lego for us to charge you is expensive because, first of all, Legos are expensive pieces. Each piece is like 20 cents each or more, some dollars. And then we have to pay somebody to do it. You have to pay me or John to actually spend, in this case, about 6 or 7 hours to do it. And that's like a pretty full day. I didn't spend a whole entire day working. I'd spend a couple hours in the evenings or whatever, whenever it's quiet. But so it's just going to be an expensive project. You got to go into that knowing that. And then it'll take a while. This one was like a week and a half because I wasn't able to just totally focus on it. I was doing it kind of part-time. And so, that's about all you need to know. Definitely email us a lot of pictures. We didn't have a ton of pictures to work on with this creation. I had to kind of guess like some of the connecting points to this.
Well, you said you used Google Earth and some other things to get the roof.
Well, in this case, they weren't able to access the roof at all because it's like 3 stories tall and square all the way around, so you just can't see. So I just went on Google Earth really quick and could see that it was just a basic gray roof going in sort of a kind of a pyramid shape, even though it's like a rectangle. So that's as closely as possible emulated in the Lego build here.
I love how you did the roof too. It's such a cool little
shot,
gradual thing, and it does represent the real life building pretty accurately, I would say.
As close as possible for.
So when you talk about scope, So things you would ask, like you said, is it on a desk or is it a display model? This obviously is too big for a desk.
Mm-hmm.
So are they going to have it out front, or
They're gonna probably put it somewhere on a table in their office somewhere, just to represent, like, oh, look, here's a cool little model of our office building. I am not sure the intent of this. It might be a gift somebody was buying for their the store or the company that's for. So yeah, it's I'm not sure the end goal of this, but I did know exactly how big they were trying to do it. They said we want to have it be about 1 foot tall, and that's an easy thing to scale it to. So that was pretty much the only guidelines.
And it's pretty much minifig scale.
It is. It really pretty much is minifig scale. Maybe just a little bit larger, but close. You know, it's just within the noise. You could kind of pretend minifigures are. I think we're actually providing one minifigure of the owner of the company. He's going to be in there. So.
And you also did a car as well.
Yes.
And we'll bring that out. But before we do, I do want to flip it around to this side, to the little...
The back has a little bit of interesting points to
outside patio area.
And some of the tiles in the corner get adjusted here.
Little seating area with the tall plant. Now, was that in the picture? Or
nope,
did you
I couldn't see what was on the balcony area, but I saw that it was there, both on above view from Google Maps and from the back pictures of the back of the building. So I just put a little table, 2 chairs, and a little patio plant out there. So I think it looks pretty nice. So.
And let's get a close-up of this. Oh, there it is from that side. And what does, I'm curious, this guy, is that an air conditioning unit?
Yes,
what is
there
that?
was this little metal box, like a breaker box, air conditioning unit, something like that in the back. I think it might have been electrical based, but that was just to represent a little functional detail. Like that's where the power box is or something like that. So yeah.
That's awesome, because I can imagine from their eyes, like, oh, there's our little box. He even captured that. Oh, there's the greenery around front.
I think one of them got knocked off. But yeah, there's going to be one more right there, a little bush. Yeah.
Okay. We'll call the gardener.
Exactly.
We'll put it in right there. But there's the front, the corner. It's all glass.
Garage door. Yeah.
And that's the garage door. Cool. Any other features you want to tell us about? You said there's a few things on the inside too, as well,
Just
right?
very minimal. You got some basic little furniture pieces, desks, chairs, lamps put in there, so it doesn't look completely bare if you do study inside there. However, there's not too much to see. The person buying this was purely focused on the outside. They didn't want to worry about the inside too much, so we just did it minimal. But obviously, we can do the inside very detailed if that's what you're looking for sure. We have some builders besides me who are very good at that, as we've told in previous videos. That's not my specialty. So, yeah, it was a fun little project. I'm glad to be done with it, though, because I've got things coming up. So.
Okay, let's bring out the car real quick. So this was a specific request from the customer.
Yes.
That they wanted the boss's Bronco, or not a Bronco.
Black Range Rover. It's similar shape to a Bronco, actually. But yeah, that black SUV as close as possible. And that was part of the chassis originally came from that Safari vehicle. I think the mud guards on the sides originally, that's the original position. But a lot of the other pieces have been completely replaced. All the the white zebra print is actually replaced with black bricks and black slopes and pieces. So.
Did you have to start from scratch, or did you use that?
I used everything except the bare bones of it.
Okay.
So it's pretty much different than it was originally. I think maybe the headlights are the same color too. That's about it. Like everything else is completely
Yeah, because it was white mostly.
Yeah, most of the bricks were white, so I just replaced almost everything inside of it. So.
That's cool. Neat. Well, I think they will be very, very happy with this. I would be, especially for a building that is in a very general sense kind of plain. You made it look gorgeous.
Appreciate it. Yep.
One thing I did want to mention just for all of you is the price. MOC building. Mark talked about this already. MOC building is expensive. You have to remember that Lego gets these parts. Well, they make it, so
they design it for a price point. Yeah. It's very carefully balanced. But
they pay like fractions of pennies for some of these parts, but we have to buy it
full price.
At full price, as cheap as we can get it in bulk or whatever. Yeah. So not only do you have to pay for the bricks, but then you also pay for the time.
Yeah, the time is as much, if not more, than the bricks.
It's usually that's what they say in the car world, right? Yeah. When you have it's usually double the parts. Whatever the labor is going to be double the parts.
Pretty much, yeah.
So it's almost true for Lego as well.
So if you're thinking about like a custom creation, I would recommend trying it yourself first and giving it your best shot. But if it's really something that's outside of scope, or if you want it to be for a special gift or something that's just large scale, it'd be too much work, you can approach this, but there is a cost involved. You know, it's just a lot of work for a reason.
So a lot of people, usually it's corporations that do these larger ones. Individuals tend to do smaller ones just because of the expense. But we are open to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
There's no limit.
Exactly.
On our end, there's maybe the bricks.
We've had some giant commissions before, but this is a good example of a pretty nice sort of medium to large size creation we built for somebody. So yeah,
excellent. Well, thank you for sharing with us.
Absolutely.
Any other thing you can think of to add to it? Any little like bumps in the road you hit, or anything you had to figure out?
Probably just that I was constantly going back and looking for more pieces. So it's like we really emptied our parts bins of all the tan tiles, as well as the bricks with studs on the side, so that we could get the tiles on the side. That's exciting. So that was it was amusing to have to constantly go back and be like, okay, I need another 20 tiles. I'll go do that for all. So that actually slowed this build down. It would have been done quicker if all the pieces had been laid out, but there was way more than anticipated.
We were actually looking up on Bricklink, okay, what sets did tan come in? And we were going down, this Batman set had it. Oh, this architecture set had it. So
exactly. We were tracking down where these pieces had originally been produced to find them. So
we're bringing like tiny handfuls of pieces.
You, Angie, and John. I think pretty much everybody helped look for pieces.
It was almost an assembly line. Like someone's looking in our pickup rack. It was crazy, but we got it done. So thank you so much.
Absolutely.
In closing, we do commissions. We are open to anything you want, but just don't bulk at the price. It is a little on the pricey side in general because of the nature of the projects.
Exactly.
But we are going to sign off. And thank you so much. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. And we shall see you guys very, very soon.
For sure.